Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com. For this video breakdown, I want to take a look at a defense that you can bring some pressure manually and yet have a nice coverage as far as defending against some of those underneath type of pass routes you'll find in Madden 26. The name of the defense that we use for this video breakdown is called 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝘀𝗆 𝗂 Here's a look at the playbooks you can find this defense out of. Before we actually show you how to get that pressure manually, let's go ahead and take a look at the coverages briefly real quick with this particular defense. Now, as you can see, this is a 4-man pass rush. You also have 5 defenders that are going to be playing some type of zone coverage underneath, and then you have 2 defenders that are going to be playing those 2 deep zones. Now, with that said, the middle linebacker here actually does a mid-read, so just like any other type of Tampa 2, he's actually going to drop back into this coverage in that area there. Now, one of the things that we're going to do with our setup here is we're actually going to manually rush in. I'm going to show you how to do that, where you can get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and yet you can take away a lot of those underneath routes, which is the play that we're about to show on the offensive side of things. If you guys are paying attention up there on the right hand, if I'll bring it up here so you guys can see it. The name of the play that we're going to run this against is the gun bunch tight end mesh, which has 2 receivers running underneath. Now, with the new thing that they added to the game here, where the hook zones are a lot better as far as how they drop down in the coverage, they only drop back actually 5 yards. So they do a much better job at taking that away as far as those type of pass routes. And that's something that we're going to show here as we go through the setup. All right, as far as the setup is concerned, let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, let's go ahead and show you guys how to get some A-gap pressure manually from the middle linebacker with this defense, the 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗋𝗆 Tampa 2. The first thing I want to make sure you do is make sure you got the right text 2-man stunt turned on. You do it, rather it be at the play call screen or once you get onto the field there. And the next thing you want to do is you want to call 𝗬𝗵 contain. Now it's going to put as you look at it, it's going to put that in on the left on your screen. He's going to be in 𝗬𝗵 contain. The next thing you want to do is you want to call underneath coverage adjustments. Now, this is really optional. If your opponent's running a lot of drag routes, this would be something you might consider doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the video breakdown for the purpose of it. And then finally, you want to be in control of this linebacker here, which is the one that I'm in control of as you look at your screen. And he's supposed to be dropping into this mid-read here. So he's supposed to be dropping back as you look at your screen into this area here. What we're going to do with him is we're actually going to shorten that up. We don't want him to do that. We actually want him to stay up near the line of scrimmage. So to do that, we're going to bring up the custom zone right there, and then we're going to click down a couple times, and then he's going to be right there as you look at your screen. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to run this. I want you guys to see this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the all-22 and take a look a little bit more in depth at the X's and O's of the play. All right, you can see right there I got the pressure on the quarterback, caused a fumble and all that. So what I want to do now is I want to go into the X's and O's of the play in the all-22. If you made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe, and get notified for our latest Madden Guides YouTube video breakdowns. All right, from the all-22, in instant replay, we can take a look at how this play works as far as the X's and O's of the play. And I really enjoy doing this part of the segments when I do these video breakdowns, because it gives me really an opportunity to really show you why this blitz works or any of these other things that I show, whether it be a defensive play or an offensive play. Now, to do this, as far as with this, the idea of this would be to try to get this guy right here, which is Cashman. We want him to go through this A gap and apply that pressure. Now, obviously, we're going to manually rush him. Now, to do that, we need to get this center, which is going to be Jenkins. We need to have him block over here towards the right-hand side into this area here. Now, there's a reason behind that is because we want to create that bigger gap for that linebacker to shoot through. If we don't do this, he's going to end up blocking our linebacker, and we're not going to make this work. Now, the reason I chose the Texas 2-man stunt is because I want this guy to rush. This is the end here on the right-hand side of the screen, which is actually the left end. I need him to rush into that direction because, again, that's going to draw Jenkins in towards him along with the right guard to block him. That's going to free up me as far as the pass rusher when I'm in control of, which is Cashman, to come through that gap and apply that pressure to the quarterback. Now, something else I did with this particular defense, if you remember right, we put this guy in 𝗬𝗵 contain. Now, the reason that we're going to put him in 𝗬𝗵 contain is because we want to try to prevent the quarterback from rolling out here to the left-hand side. Now, I realize that he might be able to roll out to the right-hand side, and that's going to cause us some issues. That's not a problem, because what we can do here is if we see our opponent already starting to roll out to the right-hand side, then what we would do is we would just vacate the blitz. We're still going to go in this direction here, And then we're going to look to basically defend him as you look at your screen. So we're going to, more or less come all the way over here and be in position to defend that. That's the reason that we would go ahead and roll him out to the right. We would just not do the blitz. We just roll him out and try to take that away and be in position. That way you still got somebody in there who can take that away. So that's the reason that we would want to do that as far as with this particular play. So that's how you would counter that. All right, with that said, the other thing that we did is we went ahead and did underneath coverage. And for that reason, we want to do this. These guys right here are running these let me clear these out here. These guys right here, as you look at your screen, this guy right here, which is going to be the inside player on the slot, and you got the tight end right here. They're both running these routes over the middle here, these drag routes as you look at it. So they're running these drag routes as you look. By doing this, these defenders that are dropping back in these hook zones are actually going to be in a lot better position thanks to the new updates that they did on the game as far as EA when you do the underneath coverage. Instead, they're going to be dropping back into these areas here and taking away that. So that's going to prevent our opponents from throwing us quick passes to avoid our pass rush that we got going on. So I just want to point all this out to you. Don't forget, we also got the flats covered. There's a lot of different things you guys got going on here that's going to help you out. As long as you get to the quarterback, you should be all right. Now, as I said, they roll out. That could be a little bit of an issue, but at least you can do that. Now, with that said, you could still chase the quarterback if you still wanted to, if you wanted to come in, say he does roll his quarterback out this direction. If you got a fast enough defender here, coming up through this A gap and you think you can get to him fast enough, then by all means, just rush him and go after the quarterback. That's another option you can do. Don't forget, you could also mix this defense in with some other defenses and do QB contain, have QB contain on this guy right here if you want. You can do a lot of different things just to try to prevent it, maybe make it look like the same setup, but you have QB contain on. So a lot of things you can do. But at any rate, with that said, if you look at it here, the key to this is, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit, is now I want you guys to take a look at Jenkins again right here as you look at your screen here. And you'll notice he's starting to go over towards the right-hand side. Now, if I reverse this, now look at this again. Right there as we snap the ball, we got to wait. We're waiting right now for him to slide over. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, what I've got right now is I've got my eyes on him. I'm looking at him right now. I want to see if he slides over. He more likely is going to slide over. And if he slides over right there, that's when you want to come after the quarterback. So at this point, you're going to start holding down that sprint button and you're going to come after the quarterback here and get that pressure on the quarterback right there, as you see on your screen right there. And right there, you can see as we zoom out a little bit, look at the coverages right now. For the most part, everything's taken away. There is one spot that our opponent could beat us at right now as you look at it. There's really nothing else really open. And this guy way down the field, that could be an issue right there as you look at it. But the rest of it is there. You can see right now we get the pressure on the quarterback. And that's the nice thing about this particular defense. So with this particular defense, guys, this is one that you can definitely bring some pressure on the quarterback and yet have some nice coverage behind it. So this one's called nickel 3-3 single mug Tampa 2. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more Madden guides, strategy, and tips content. See you in the next video.